Just to clarify for folks online, we are currently waiting for a quorum.
Michael? Hello, Michael?
Yes, Margaret?
Yeah, so you're waiting for a quorum?
Yes.
We just have a quorum.
We just got it.
So
just
I
got
am attending remotely because I am unwell. I don't know whether that makes me count as part of the quorum.
It doesn't, but also because you're not visible, you can't vote.
Oh, great.
Sorry. But we do have a quorum now, so we can start. We're ready. It's September 19th, 2023 session. Please rise and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What part? This case, Barry, please call out the roll.
Council members Anthony,
Absent due to illness.
Galletti. Here. Frick,
Here.
Harris. Morante,
Here.
Morris,
Here?
Roney, Sarwar,
Here.
Walker,
Here.
Wallace, President DePietro.
Here. Okay. May I have an introduction and a second to place the committee reports on, I'm sorry. Can I have an introduction and a second to dispense with the reading of the minutes and place them on file? Arthur and Dominic. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Similarly, could I get an introduction and a second to place committee reports on file? Arthur and Dominic. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Communications. Once again, can I have an introduction and a second to accept the communications? Arthur and Dominic. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, got that out of the way. Now, can I have a motion and a second to pay the bills? Arthur and Dominic. Would you post those, please, Michael? Any questions?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Why is the computer bill so high? There
Where
were
is
two
it?
separate,
Oh, the JV computers?
yeah.
Because of all the migration that's been done recently, I believe.
Yeah, there was one bill actually from May that we had overlooked that is showing up now.
The 2300 or?
I think that's the 3,552
Okay,
below.
yeah. I figured because I think we did the migration.
Mhm.
Okay.
Any other questions? A roll call vote, please, Sherry.
Councilmember Galletti. Aye. Frick.
Aye.
Harris. Here, Morante.
Aye.
Ron is not here. Sarwar.
Yes.
Walker. Wallace. President DePietro.
Yes. Okay. excuse me, we have the resolutions from last week. A roll call vote for Commissioner Beeds, please.
Councilmember Despeluti. Aye. Brick.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Morris. Oh, I can't call him, I'm sorry. Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye. A resolution to authorize an agreement with Public Works Partners for the development of the comprehensive plan. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Despeluti. Aye. Brick.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
This was previous, previous board advisors
I'm sorry, what?
with the previous one, that's right, before the other one.
I'm sorry, we did this one.
Okay, what you, just to clarify, you had said the amendment for the comprehensive plan, but what you just voted on was the fee schedule for the municipal advisors.
Okay.
This one right here. You jumped
Okay.
ahead.
Right, got it. Got it. Okay, sorry. Now, it's the agreement with Public Works.
Well, you just voted for that one.
Sorry,
you
we
should
voted-
do the fee schedule.
We're going backwards.
Okay.
So we voted on the fee schedule.
No.
No, we
You
voted
voted on the comprehensive
budget
plan,
amendment.
budget.
Amendment.
Yes.
Now we're voting on the fee
Municipal
schedule.
advisors.
Which. A roll call vote, please. When you get a chance. Not rush.
Wait,
This is all my fault.
which one was doing now?
The fiscal advisors,
Okay. Okay, all right. Councilmember Despeluti. Aye. Brick.
Aye.
Morante.
aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye. I apologize for the confusion. My resolution's backwards. The next is a budget amendment to fund the design plan for a walking path on Pyatt Place. A roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Despeluti. Aye. Brick.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The next resolution authorizes the cancellation of outstanding checks. Can I have an introduction and a second, please?
I'll introduce.
Arthur?
Yawn.
Dominic, no? Dewan? Question list. No questions?
What do
Okay.
you mean, yeah, but that's because yeah.
They didn't, cash out,
Yeah.
uncashed checks.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
We're canceling.
We did it in the past, so.
Yeah.
So whatever check is on cash, it's gonna cancel now, right?
It's gonna be canceled, and I assume if you still want the money, you could probably still go get a check, but the checks that are out there are no longer valid. And of course, a number of them are for 1 cent, so we understand why. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Despeluti. Aye. Brick.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The next resolution, it's authorizing a budget amendment to the fiscal year 2023 Community Highway Improvement Program, otherwise known as CHIPS. Ron, second. Arthur, questions?
This is what Rob talked about last week.
Yeah. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Despeluti. Aye. Brick.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The next is a slew of transfers within the various public works department budgets. An introduction. One, a second, Arthur, any questions? A roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Desillucci. Aye. Brett.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Okay, wait, hold on. Right, this is the one we're gonna skip. What, how we? Hold on one second, please. Oh, no, this is the bond resolution for the bridge. Can I have an introduction as a Dewan? And Arthur. Questions? There are, I believe Heather's with us to answer. No questions? A roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Desillucci. Aye. Brett.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The next resolution authorizes the mayor to go into a contract with the school district for reimbursement related to the Hudson PD's school resource officer. Dewan, second. Arthur, questions?
The officers, we do every year this one. This is for the resource officer in our school.
Right, okay, so they're no longer there?
Oh, the
Yeah. No, this is,
We just have to annually renew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last year.
Got it. Got it.
okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Desillucci. Aye. Brett.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The next resolution is concerning the sale of the city-owned property at 414 State Street, as you are all informed by our attorney Crystal. They met our counter offer
But they accepted, can
and agreed to all the provisions. This, however, is just the seeker declaring a negative declaration, as you know. And do you need an explanation? Did I get an introduction, Sam?
No.
Dewan, Arthur, any questions about the neg deck, as we call it? In that case, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Desillucci. Aye. Brett.
Aye.
Morante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Now, the next resolution that was scheduled is going to be withdrawn because we're going to recommend that DPW issue a new RFP for the bridge work. It's only going to be delayed by a couple of weeks. So this is not a major delay like we've had so many in the past, but
Why?
Yeah.
okay. Peter, you want to lead us through what happened and why we're delaying a little bit?
Hello, everyone. This is directly Rob Perry's project, but I know some of the details and I'll fill in a little bit of what I know and the procurement law portion of it. And Crystal's here too to kind of help as well, I believe. So my understanding is there were 2 bids received. And the apparent low bidder submitted a bid that had a mistake in it. And that the procurement law allows for when there is an error by the bidding contractor, they can withdraw it. So that bidder reached out. It was a substantial error. That bidder reached out to Rob and asked to have his bid disqualified, and that would leave us with 1 bid. So there's a school of thought that says if we only receive 1 bid, that maybe we should rebid it in the best interest of the city. And I think that's where you are now. So you have the option. The only way to fix a bid that was a mistake, a bid that has a mistake in it, is by withdrawal of that bidder. And the next option is you can award it to the lowest, the remaining second lowest bidder, or you can rebid it. You have that option.
So if we rebid it, then it's gonna take only 2 weeks.
Yes. The
Right, so
response.
the law requires a minimum of 5 days between the advertisement, publication, and the bid opening. I would suggest at least, giving bidders to go out, and if you're going to do this, to go out and try to solicit a wider net of bidders, get them interested in the project. And I would suggest, at least 2 weeks, which is a reasonable time, I think, for a rebid. None of the spec changes. It just puts it back out there, hoping that you get more qualified bidders, more competition.
Well, doesn't this also put the cat out of the bag a little bit of what people bid
Yes,
initially?
that is the downside.
Because I think the low bid was almost $300,000 lower, right?
There's more.
Right. Right.
That's before the mistake, correct, right. Right, that's with the mistake in it. So when they would correct the mistake, it would put them over, is what we understand.
But is that person allowed to check?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It does allow the next set of bids to know what the minimum bids were, and sometimes the next group comes in less than that, so they can hopefully get the bid. Sometimes it goes above that, but the estimates are out there. You just signed a resolution basically for a bond value, which kind of shows a value as well. There is an estimate out there somewhere that people can access, but it's clearly up to you. You have that option. Crystal, correct me if I'm wrong. You have that option to reject all the bids and rebid in the best interest of the city.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay, in that case, thank you, Peter. We'll just move on. The next resolution is to amend the 2023 budget for an independent audit of the citywide financials and the single audit of the federal financial assistance. Heather's talked, let me get an introduction and a second first. Arthur, go on. Heather has talked about this in the past, but I believe she's here to talk about it tonight in case you have any questions. Heather, are you with us?
I'm here.
Oh, there we go. Any questions? No? Okay, well, thank you for being here, Heather.
Okay.
I thought there might be some questions, but there are not. So therefore, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Daskality. Aye. Brett.
Aye.
Rante.
Aye.
Sarwar. Walker. President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The last resolution authorizes a chargeback by Columbia County for Greenport EMS. Introduction? Now we're gonna do a little, that's gonna be your, wait, okay, what do you think? Arthur, second? Oh, no, let's not make this a habit. Any questions?
Like an auction.
Okay.
This is again a yearly contract.
Yeah, yearly
So,
contract.
okay. 75,000. So,
Yes. Roll call vote.
Councilmember Daskality. Aye. Brett.
Aye.
Rante.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker. President DePietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Well, that was quick. We only have 6 votes, go Sets. Okay, back to the local laws. We have the parking violations law. Can I have an introduction in a second? Dewan and Arthur. To clarify the 2 important facts of this law. It applies to tickets issued, violations issued before January 1st, 2020. Still requires you to pay the face value of your tickets. But not the penalties. And it's only good between October 1st and December 31st.
Do we have numbers, Michael? Like, what the expected, revenue or how many tickets are we talking?
Yeah, I don't have it on me right now, but I can find it, try and find it quickly.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And again, with this law, we cannot separate the locals from the out of town.
correct.
So everybody gets.
Mhm. But it's more likely that we'll pay.
Yeah, I think it's, we're helping the out of towners.
Are we waiting for Michael or should we just vote?
I just.
I have a question. Is there a certain cost involved that the city has to pay for these notices going out all the time? That they're delivered?
There may be a printing cost, for a mailing that we'll do in the next month. It'll be pretty minimal though, because it'll be included with the water bill mailing.
No, I'm saying, but I keep sending these notices, like how often do we send notices that you are late? And about the ones that they're overdue?
I don't know what the frequency is of the noticing of like payments of this. Honestly, I don't know that we do.
Oh.
Yeah.
We don't.
It's gonna be in the website too, right, I believe?
Sorry?
It's gonna be posted in our.
We'll definitely do a digital advertising campaign to try to get the word out about
Fill
it.
that soon.
Yeah. Mhm.
You put an ad in the newspaper,
Mhm.
is that like the chat, other new pet, like the chat, the other ones, communication, because it reaches out a little more.
Yeah, we can expand beyond just the register star for notifying about this.
Cause I'm doing, I'm thinking, if somebody come in 2 weeks, I didn't know about this, I wanna pay,
Mhm.
I want them, right?
All right, I got the document now, so. It's it's a lot of pages. So the total outstanding right now that fits this population is $451,000.
Whoa.
If the amount for just the original fee is 108,000.
A lot.
What a penalty there.
Michael,
Yes.
in the database that you were using to come up with those numbers, do you also know the addresses of the people who have outstanding tickets?
No, we do not have contact information beyond the license plate number.
Okay. Because I think, one of the things about this, yes, potentially we could get that revenue for the face amount on the ticket. But depending on how many of these tickets are people who came to Hudson once and got a ticket and didn't pay it, we're not likely to get that money because they're not going to even notice the piece. So I think, I don't think we can think of the 100,000 as money that we're likely to recoup. I think it's going to be a lot less than that.
Yeah.
And so in the event that someone does not take advantage of the amnesty period, then in January, that ticket and the fines associated with it are still on the books and they still owe it, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
And some of them could be multiple, you'd say it's one person having multiple tickets, right?
It's possible, yes.
Okay, let's vote then.
Thank you, Mike.
Mhm.
Councilmember Dasluddy.
Aye.
Frick.
Aye.
Morente.
Aye.
Sarwar.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
President DePietro.
Aye.
Carrie.
I need a motion and a second to lay the next law on our desks, not to vote on it. Arthur? Dominic? That's all we have to do, right? We have to vote on that, Jim? No. Right. So moving right along. Okay, this last law, there's some elements not finished in it, and I wanted to open it up to the council. If you have it in front of you. It's, you remember we heard all about the community choice aggregation proposal, and this is very early in the whole process. Right here. Here we go. And there are 3 spaces, I think, where, one, 2, 4 spaces where I would like us to make a decision before we introduce the law. So the first one is, it says, the municipality may elect to apply opt-out treatment to a more limited class of consumers. I think we want to keep it expansive. Don't you? We just, I mean, let's, I guess, do you agree with that? A voice vote. If you agree, say aye.
When you mean expansive, that means the more people.
Yes. Can opt in,
Right, rather than just.
making it very specific groups of people. We're gonna, okay, so we're not gonna add that. That's one down. The next note is whether eligible consumers who move into a municipality which is participating in this should be enrolled on an opt-out or opt-in basis. Crystal, did you look at this at all, by any chance?
I did not see this one come through, so no, I haven't looked at this one yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure about what this actually.
Do we have to vote on this today?
Yeah.
Can we, I mean, because.
You've introduced it, right?
Yeah, we can amend it after we've introduced it, right? Crystal?
Yeah, you can amend it after it's introduced. We'll do that with a formal motion.
Okay, so we'll leave it, we'll figure that one out, but there is one where we can, I think, decide today. Who do we want to be part of our CCA advisory group? Any ideas? Well, I assume do we want the head of the CAC? That would make sense. This Commissioner of Finance, which we don't have, Director of Purchasing, but we're not, the city's not really involved in purchasing, so there's no financial need for somebody in finance from the city, right?
Not necessarily, but they might have, might be beneficial advisory capacity.
Okay, so Heather, would you like to be on this advisory group?
Sure.
Okay, our treasurer. Would a council member like to be on this by any means? We'll leave that open. Okay, we've introduced it. And what do we need to do?
Just laying on the desk.
Oh, we're just gonna lay it on the desk. So I need an introduction and a second. Arthur and Dewan. And Crystal, if you could, if you have a copy handy, could you just look over the disputed things? You heard some of the decisions. And give us some advice on some of the other ones that are a little longer and.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I know some communities that have done this law, so I will. I
Yeah,
can send an email over.
Yeah, and just assume we want the most expansive, the one that leaves it open, easiest to get in and out of. I think
Okay.
we'll- Yeah. So. Council members, any,
We need a formal motion to bid the bridge project.
Yeah, we do.
So, yeah, we have to do that.
I don't think we do.
Right, I think, Tom, I think we need a motion to rebid the Ferry Street?
I think it relates to rejecting all the bids and to rebid. I think it'd probably be a
Right.
good thing to.
Can I make a comment on that?
I would
Oh,
defer
sure.
to Crystal.
No, Kamal's here. Go ahead, Kamal.
I think it is an extremely bad idea to rebid this project. The people have waited long enough already. It's been 8 years. We told them that it was going to be happening and it's on the table. They waited for the bidding process. And we've been informing the public of those steps along the way. To push this back further, knowing that it's going to take a process before we can actually start construction, that's going to take some time, would just doesn't have any benefit for the public. It's showing them a lack of trust in all of us.
Okay.
Kamala, I think, I'm not sure if you were in the meeting when Peter was going through this. It's a delay of about 2 weeks.
It's possibly a delay over 2 weeks. But it could be much longer. I mean, I've been fighting for this project for a number of years, and I don't see the point of rebidding it at all.
Crystal, what do
Especially
you-
given that this could drag this out for a few more months.
There has no potential to do that.
Right, I just think, Tom, that, you know, and I agree, come on, but I think that the nature of how this was done, you know, in terms of equity and it just seems like something, you know, it just wouldn't be right, I think, because it was kind of like,
Which I'm not following you.
you know, the way, you know, so we get two bids, there's a low bid and there's a mistake, so
Right.
I think ethically, we probably should go back to rebid
Okay.
rather than, because again, it could come back, because the numbers are down there, somebody might say, okay, we'll do a couple $100,000 lower because so it could benefit the city a little bit to come back with a lower bid.
I understand.
So,
I mean, do we want to save pennies, or do we want to finally get the bridge constructed? And I think pushing that back any further is at the detriment of the people that we told we were going to get this done. Everything that happened in this process was done the legal way. Sometimes this happens where, you know, a developer may, make a mistake. This is something that happens, and we followed whatever process needed to be for the next, available bid.
Well, we can put the resolution back on the table, but it'll fail, so I don't see the point of doing it.
I mean, we got a recommendation from the commissioner to do this, and he's.
I mean, you don't know if it would fail until you bring it to a vote.
Kamal,
I mean,
Kamal,
I only hear two councilmen speaking that it should be rebid. I would like to hear from the rest, because we're the people that, are interacting with people who want to see this finally done.
We're all interacting with them, but there's only 6 of us here.
I mean, I haven't seen it. I'm the only one that's been responding to stuff about this.
I agree with.
Kamal, this is Margaret. I am sick today, so I was not able to attend in person, and I actually cannot vote because my computer doesn't have a camera. So this is not about saving money. I think that if we go ahead, we had a low bid. Yes, I understand that there was a process, there was an error and so forth. The low bidder, and those numbers were published, withdrew the bid for valid reasons. That's part of the process. But I think that the public will not understand why it is that the low bid withdrew and we have awarded this to the higher bidder.
I think that's disrespectful to the public to think that they wouldn't understand something this simple. Like, I think more highly of my constituents than this. And I think this is a bad idea. That's my opinion. It's a bad idea.
Thank you. Vicky?
Okay, well, my opinion is, first of all, we may be saving $500,000 here, and we can't just discredit this.
It's not true.
And I feel, one second, please. I feel if we waited that long, the 2 extra weeks or 3 weeks will not make a difference if the process is correct and we have all the bids. I just feel that right now things are taking.
I don't know who gave you guys that 2-week number, but that's not true at all. It's gonna be more than 2 weeks, plus there has to be contracts and things that are drawn up for this, which we're in the process of right now. So like whoever gave you that 2-week number is incorrect. But you guys are the council, but like as the council, your votes are public. So we are gonna have to explain to the public why we're waiting and putting this on the back burner again.
Putting on the back burner,
So
Mayor,
let me-
just delaying
let
2
me-
weeks. And we
Tom,
got.
Can I clarify? So Kamal, the question came up on how soon can it be rebid? So New York State municipal law says you need 5 days minimum notice between publication and bid opening.
Mhm.
I
I'm
suggested
aware.
5 weeks was too short. I would recommend if you're going to do it. Now, I have no position on this, whether you do it or not. That's the council's decision. I'm just a response. Plus, it was Rob Perry whose project this is. I'm just filling in some of the questions that are coming up. So I suggested a minimum of 2 weeks just to give enough time. So basically, the bid documents would go back out, it'd be published, and you'd get bids back in. And I suggested that a wider net be cast for more bidders to try to get more solicitation from a wider range of bidders on it. That's the 2
And that also doesn't mean that the bids are gonna come in lower or that we get any bids at all.
That's correct.
And I don't know if the council is taking that into consideration. If there are no bids, then what? We're gonna have to start this all over again and it's gonna be more delays. We didn't get like a huge number of bids on this project. This is not, one of the more exciting projects that you're gonna see people come out for.
So typically you would want to ask those bidders that you solicited or that Creighton Manning put it out to. I'm not sure who did what because it wasn't my project, but you'd want to know why they didn't get more than 2 bidders. That's a question because we heard early on that it was a good climate right now and the work time was good for that project. So that's part of the process also, why we only got 2 bids.
I mean, if we look at Dunn Warehouse, we've bid that a number of times. And other projects that have been, had to go back to the table to be rebid. So, the fact that this is 2 weeks, that is not a correct number. And I just want the council to take that into consideration and the frustration of all of our constituents that have been waiting for this for so long.
Okay. Hillary, do you have something you want to say to this topic or is it?
No, it's not this topic. So if you want to carry on with this topic, I'll bring up mine in a moment.
Okay, thank you. So,
I think can we vote who want to rebid or not?
you want a motion to rebid?
Yeah.
Okay, second?
Yes.
Dominic? Motion to rebid. Roll call vote.
Wait, so we're voting on whether or not we want to,
Rebid to send out the RFP again.
didn't we already do that?
Yeah, but.
We're doing this again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Officially. How much money is there in it? We could be, I don't know.
Did they have first one bidding and then down?
Yep.
I mean, our responsibility is the financial side of things. It comes to the city, and I understand what the mayor's saying, but unfortunately, the way these things go, these things happen. But I think fiducially, I think our responsibility is to be better.
Okay, roll call vote.
Councilmember Daskaludi.
Aye.
Fred.
Aye.
Morente.
Aye.
Saror. Walker,
No.
President DePietro.
Aye, well, it's valid. But I think if we vote on the motion, that's gonna fail too, so. I don't know what to tell you folks. Let's, okay, we'll go back to resolution. Number 11. Can I get an introduction in a second? Go on. Okay. Okay, this authorizes the mayor to enter into agreement with the current bid. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Desilluti. No. Britt,
No.
Morante,
No.
Sarwar,
Aye.
Walker. Aye.
Yeah, this is where.
President DePietro.
No, but now we're in a real bind here, since neither resolution has gone forward. And we don't have more members present tonight. Crystal, any, anything?
You can hold a special meeting when you're gonna have more of the council to address this issue.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Today is Tuesday, I'd like to do that right away, shoot for Thursday or Friday.
Thursday, yeah.
Everybody available here on Friday?
What time?
6?
I'm available on Friday.
Okay, I'll give one more.
Either or, okay.
You can't.
Council members of building.
Well, Margaret will be able to come in.
1, 2,
I could come Friday.
3. 4.
Dominic,
Theo has COVID, you probably still won't have.
I'm sorry, what?
Theo has COVID, you probably still won't have.
Right, but maybe, oh, he can vote
Vote if it's
If he can
if
come
he
online.
can come online. Okay, so let's shoot for Friday at 6.
Can we clarify with Crystal real quick so we know?
Sure, go ahead, Dominic, that's good.
Crystal,
Yep,
just for verification, so my understanding that if a council member is online, without notification that they're not gonna be in attendance, they can't vote, right?
it violates the council's own procedure, except for the fact that there is, I believe, I have to go back and look at that local law. I believe we put in an exception for extraordinary circumstances. But under the state law, if they are remote, if you've got a quorum in person, if they are remote and you can see them, their video is on, they can vote.
If the video is on. they can
Yeah.
vote. So they don't,
Well,
they
yes,
don't-
the video has to be on.
Crystal, the issue for me this evening, I'm not there because I'm sick. But the problem is that I don't have a camera on this computer. Is that the issue? Which is why I cannot vote.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
so
Chris-
there's no call-in ability.
Got
with the public meetings law, from my understanding, if you are in video, like everything you said is true, but you must have a location because the public has a right to be at that location, barring illness. If you're remote.
There has to be a physical, so I'm gonna go back and that used to be the old law, absolutely. I'm gonna go back and double check because I'm distant from it now from when it got updated. But the way my memory is that with the new law, there has to at least be one location in which the public can attend, which is where you've got the city hall. Or the fire station. And as long as there is one location that the public can attend, you'd be in compliance, but I will go back and triple check that because I'm a little distant from when the law got updated and we, after COVID.
Because I missed the item meeting, but I was video online and it said I couldn't vote. So,
No, you should be able to vote.
Okay, so we'll see everybody Friday. Crystal, hope you can make it Friday at 6.
Yes.
Okay, Hillary, you got, oh wait, council members first. Anything you'd like to say? Okay, Hillary,
I apologize if I missed it, but did you vote on a resolution that allows the city to go into contract with the person planting trees for the October Arbor Day?
No.
Did you get a
Nope.
resolution?
did not receive.
That is my fault, Hillary. I will have it ready for the special meeting.
Oh, okay. So when we make a notice for a special meeting. we should have that.
It's gonna be added for Friday? Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Yep.
anyone else? Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Oh, visitors, Spec Operation Act, kids. Aye. They're here to watch.
Oh, right.